And then we'll start it up Tuesday afternoon. And I'm out next Friday, so that means that the week after will be the first Get Down in the new studios. That way, to give people a full 2 weeks of anticipation. Like, they don't even know what to expect. They'll still be coming down from this Get Down. They'll literally
get a Get Down next week, too. It's just not going to be a live Get Down.
Right. Be in the studio. Guardians in Toronto tonight, 7:07 to be precise, is when they'll start up against the Blue Jays here on MMS. Guardians live right after we roll out at 6:30. For your pregame coverage, keep in mind, throughout the month of August, you can use the promo code RADIO at CLE Clothing Company for 20% off. I'm wearing my WMMS Rocks football t-shirt today from CLE Clothing Company because Browns preseason tonight. Boy, this Patrick Carney story is wild. Black Keys are supposed to play the iHeartRadio Music Festival. I don't know if this does anything to that. Patrick Carney, the drummer for the Black Keys, has been married to Michelle Branch for 3 years. And she launched him by tweeting that he cheated on her with someone from his record management company. A cheater tweeter, if you will. They have both been married a couple of times. He was married 3 times in 12 years. This was her second marriage. She was married to a guy considerably older than her. She married a guy named Teddy Landau, who I don't know if he was in her band or if he was her manager or whatever. They were married for like 11 years, but she was 21 and he was 40 when they got married. They have a kid. She and Pat Carney have 2 kids. They have a 4-year-old and a 6-month-old. And the cops got called out on a domestic violence with her hitting him. Her mugshot looked like she got something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a wild story, though. So she tweets that she just found out he's cheating on her while she's at home with the baby. And she gets arrested at 2 a.m. today. What are her songs? What's a Michelle Branch song? Everywhere? Because I always confuse her with Vanessa Carlton, the 1,000 Miles girl.
Mm-hmm. They're not much different.
Is Michelle Branch the one? She had a big hit with Santana, right? The Game of Love. Was that Michelle Branch?
I don't know. I just know this one.
I've literally never heard that song.
You gotta get to the hook.
Get to the chorus.
Get to the chorus.
Nope. I hate it.
Keep going, though.
That's
You're
not the chorus.
You're not the chorus yet.
I know this one. Santana
You know
was...
the other one. You have to have heard that song.
It's like literally her biggest hit.
On everywhere, because it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
It was constantly on.
You have a bad habit of doing that, by the way. You listen to the first 8 notes of a song and you're like, hate it, never heard it, worst song ever.
Yeah, because I've been doing this. I've been doing this for
chorus.
30 years. I know songs. I know if I've never heard it, is what I'm saying.
It's
like
so-
I know if I haven't heard a
Because
song.
it jumps up a little bit. It gets a little...
It's so
Jaunty.
weird hearing the backstory behind Vanessa Carlton's hit, 1,000 Miles, because she was like, I hated that song.
It's a terrible song. The only thing that it's those cello hits that make that an interesting song. But, yeah, I don't care for her voice at all.
She was like, I was on the verge of being dropped from my label, and she was like, somehow, some way, they were digging through old demos that I made, and I wrote that song like early on, and she was like, I never thought it would make an album, and it was the biggest hit I've ever had, and I hate it.
It's the only hit she ever had.
Here and who you are, 'cause every time I look, you're never
Is this
Don't
the chorus?
shut it
We're getting
off.
there. We're
My
getting
gosh.
there.
You give it 2 seconds.
I'm asking you.
Right here.
'cause you're everywhere to me.
Never heard that song.
And when I close my
Eyes, it's you I see.
No, I believe you. I mean, I'm in the minority here. I know she had a couple of hit songs. I remember the Santana song. Anyway, I always thought it was weird. I mean, listen, Black Keys are from Akron. I believe people know that. I think there are a couple of T-shirts to that effect. But there's always also been in the wind for a long time that Pat Carney is kind of a chode. So I don't know how much of this is true, but whatever. But it's still a really weird story. I remember these two first got together. They met at a Grammy party. I thought it was a weird match. Granted, I know nothing about either of them, but she's pretty foxy, and he kind of looks like Gru from Despicable Me. So, but who knows, man? Rock and roll makes people do crazy things. So anyway, she tweets that she found that he was cheating on her. Then she deleted the tweet. Imagine you're the girl. She called out this woman from the management company. So she said, I'm devastated and the rug's been pulled out from under me and I have small children and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. Don't know what happens. But Black Keys are supposed to play the iHeartRadio Music Festival this year. See if anything changes there. Gee, how could they ever find a substitute drummer to do what Pat Carney does? In the Black Keys, who knows? But Michelle Branch is pretty cute.
Yeah.
You know? But I'll tell you what though, it's that whole, when you're young and you marry like a much older guy in the business, man, you're not Pat Carney, but her first husband. And they were married, I mean, she and Pat Carney, 3 years. She was with the older guy for like over a decade. Yeah. You're asking for trouble, man.
Why?
When you're a young artist and you like marry your manager or you marry an older guy in the business, like you understand what he's looking at, you understand what she's looking at, but you're like, you know.
I feel like you do that more so for protection. You're in an industry that is looking to exploit and take advantage of young, crazy people.
Yeah, but plenty of people have good management that they don't marry.
I understand that, but maybe in this particular instance, I'm not saying that she doesn't, but if she doesn't, I might take my chances with someone who's not necessarily my manager, but someone who knows the biz a little bit, and what affects me affects him. If I marry him and someone screws me over on a deal, he knows a little something. He knows people. He has lawyers. He can help. So I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. Now, if you're doing it for exploitive purposes, like you're trying to drain someone of their resources because they don't know any better, then yeah, that's bad. But people do that all the time.
Well, yeah. Hopefully they'll figure that situation out. But that's a weird position to be in.
That's honestly why I think Wendy Williams stayed with her husband as long as he did.
Why?
For protection.
From whom?
People were trying to kill Wendy for a long time.
Oh, give me a break.
They were.
For what? Because she said that? Like Trump.
No,
Steve Bannon's out there. Somebody's going to assassinate Trump. Give me a break. They didn't do it before. They ain't going to do it now.
She used to walk in and out of her radio station in a bulletproof vest.
Yeah, that's all shtick.
Theatrics.
Yeah, that's shtick.
She was outing people and telling people business. That group Toto tried to jump her.
Right. That's how you like, it's smart because that's how you create a legend about yourself, but it's all shtick.
Okay. Well, that's
I'm such a big deal and such a threat to these people that I have to wear a bulletproof vest when I leave the radio station. Like, what? She's talking about people who, at that time, rich, successful artists. You think somebody's going to walk up and shoot Wendy Williams?
No, they had people to do it.
She looks bulletproof anyway. Go, even without the Kevlar. Yeah. So, Michelle Branch from the Memba Her file and Pat Carney got some things to figure out. Doing a deep dive on that guy who shot at the female body inspectors in Cincinnati. Still digging into that guy's background.
Nutbag.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean,
they got him killed him in a cornfield. Ricky Schiffer is the guy who was super MAGA type. That goes without saying. Telling people he was ready for combat.
Yeah, ready to go to war against the FBI.
I want to go to war. Yeah, he ended up dead in a cornfield outside Cincinnati. But he was all over social media telling people he was ready to... I guess because people were like, why do you have a nail gun? And one of his last posts was he said, well, I thought I had a way through bulletproof glass and I didn't. If you don't hear from me, it's true. I tried attacking the FBI, and it'll mean either I was taken off the internet, the FBI got me, or they sent the regular cops. Is the implication that he thought that a bulletproof glass was not nail-proof?
I think. Maybe because they're pointier?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it can stop a bullet, but can it stop a nail?
Yeah. So I guess this was...
Well, not the smartest guy.
He was one of these guys that was just beside himself at the FBI executing a search warrant at Mar-a-Lago. It's war! So, he, I guess, tried to take on the FBI. And because other people on these, even the kooks on these social media platforms are like, are you saying that you're going to... What are you saying exactly?
They're like, are you going to do a terrorist attack? And he's like, no, it's war. It's a different thing.
Right.
Not the same, obviously. Come on, guys. Grow up.
Yeah, so they figured that. There's a guy right out here in, where's Mogador? Isn't that out in the
Mogador.
sticks? Huh?
Mogador.
Mogador?
Kind of past
What the hell do I know
Yeah.
about Mogador?
It's a
Cuyahoga
suburb.
Falls-ish.
Yeah, it's a suburb
Yeah.
of Akron.
Yeah, I don't know. I never heard of it
Village
before.
in Ohio.
It sounds like something from a Tolkien book.
It does, yeah.
Mogador, yeah.
Mogador.
There's a guy out there that they picked up because he sent 36 feces-filled letters to lawmakers around the country. Richard Steinley, a 77-year-old.
Oh, gosh.
Well, of course. He had too much time on his hands. He's just sitting
old
out,
man.
sitting out there in Mogador, steaming.
Poop it into envelopes.
Well, it's probably animal scat or something,
Oh.
you know. But yeah,
They had a documentary on the people that skim through like the public officials' mail. Like there's when you send mail to like a public official, it goes to like some warehouse where like public like police investigate it. They scan it for anthrax and stuff.
well, because anthrax was a real hazard for a while. There were people that were usually these stories sound more interesting than they are because the story is that the person sent them. They almost never get to the person because there are, even in the regular U.S. Postal Service, if I'm sending you something, there are, there
there
are
to inspect it.
lines of things that will catch.
But that's interesting though, because like Obama's never really received mail in a mailbox, or if they do, it's dropped off by someone who's already like vetted it.
Yeah, they're not going to take the risk.
I know, but I just think imagine having that job. Like you're just going through people's like public officials' mail. Like you're getting Obama's and Hillary Clinton's mail, and you're seeing what people send them.
Listen, I think that this is just a lack of effort on this person's part because companies send poop all the time, right? We've talked poopsenders.com. I mean, we've just talked about this stuff all the time. You get a category B sticker. I mean, medical labs send fecal samples all the time. I pooped in a box before my colonoscopy, right? You get those category B stickers, you can mail poop. It's going to be marked as hazardous, which means, it's not going to get to the person. But imagine the time it took. This guy had to look up all these addresses.
He's
got
got
nothing but
I was going to say, he's got
Nothing but
nothing
time.
else to do.
I know. He's out there in Mogador and pooping in envelopes. He'd been sending letters to elected officials in D.C., Kentucky, California, Ohio. Mailroom employees in Cleveland and Akron intercepted 25 letters that never made it to their intended recipients. The return addresses were fake, of course. Some letters contained words such as pig and racist on them. I like that not only was he pooping in, which in itself I would think poop sends the message you're trying to send. He included a letter. Hey, pig, here's
this,
some
yeah.
poop.
In case you didn't get it.
Investigators witnessed him mailing a letter while wearing a glove, and after retrieving the letter, determined that it was contaminated with feces. That letter was addressed to Jim Jordan. So it sounds pretty bipartisan. If anybody deserves a bubble envelope full of poop, it's Jim Jordan. It's not clear, they said, if the feces were animal or human.
Just that there was a lot of it.
Just that there was a ton of poop in these envelopes. Hey, Craig.
Hi, Alan.
Yes,
How
sir.
are you?
I'm good. What's up?
Mary, Bill,
Yo.
Poundcake. Love you. I love the show.
Thank you, sir.
I'm all in with your thoughts on the knuckleheads on the far right. But that's not what I call
Well, this
them.
guy's mailing him poop, Craig. I mean, at some point,
But like you said, this guy's kind of bipartisan. He's sending it to anyone who'll take it.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody can poop, right? Like everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah.
I just want to recommend a horrible movie, Alan.
Please.
If it's okay. It's called Bigfoot the Movie.
Okay. I was clicking through the other night. There's a documentary on Bigfoot that's on Hulu.
No, it's not a documentary.
Right, Bigfoot the movie. Gotcha.
Bigfoot the Movie. It opens with some dudes in a pickup truck barreling down a dirt road listening to Donnie Iris.
Oh, so this is set in Pittsburgh.
You betcha.
Yeah. Donnie Iris, here come the Bigfoot.
It's beautiful, man.
Donnie. He's up there in Elwood City.
I love it when
Yeah.
you do that.
Well, there you
I
go.
spent a little time down there in the Pittsburgh area.
Down there.
And down there.
Where are you from, Craig?
I'm from the Cleveland area,
Okay.
enjoying a sunny day.
Well, yeah, I'll check out Bigfoot the movie. That's set in Elwood City, which, if I recall, is way north of Pittsburgh. But
Please do.
I'll check it out. There's actually a great movie with a legit cast: Ron Livingston and Sam Elliott, and it's called "The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot."
I've heard of that. Did we
I
talk
love
about
it.
that?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I think we did.
It's a fun movie. Larry Miller's in it.
I
Yeah,
love Sam Elliott.
yeah, he's great. I will check out Bigfoot the movie, Craig.
Thank you for your time. You guys have a great weekend. Bill, I'm looking forward to the get down.
Thanks. It sounds like you already got your weekend started, though.
Well, I'm a little bit for you.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all right.
All right, thank you, Craig. There's Craig. Bigfoot the movie. All right, well, I'll watch that. I'll figure out where I can get it. I wonder why there's so much renewed interest in Bigfoot all of a sudden. Why is that?
People are bored and the world is on fire.
But they're always bored and the world's always on
Nope.
fire. Why Bigfoot? Because you never hear about the chupacabra anymore. That was a big deal for a while. It was the chupacabra.
Beef jerky.
Beef jerky? Because of those commercials, you mean?
Yep.
Bigfoot in the beef jerky
Jack
commercials.
Links, yeah.
Jack Links. But those were like 5 years ago. Right now, there's a Bigfoot renaissance. People
Everything
are,
I said.
I guess people are mad at me because in Ohio it's called the Grass Man,
I've never heard
which
that
is the
a
dumbest
day in my
name.
life.
You don't need your own name for Bigfoot. Bigfoot's fine. Just Bigfoot. But apparently that's a thing. James Renner would probably know that, right? He's got all that stuff figured out.
Yeah.
But Grass Man is what people tell me. Go, okay, fine. I'm not calling him the Grass Man. I'm calling him Bigfoot. He's not made of grass. He's got big feet.
Might be me.
As far as we know, we don't actually know if he's got big feet.
Ass man. What if
Could
he wore
be
like a
made of grass.
children's size 12? When you find him, he's this 6'9" hairy thing with dinky little feet.
Or he's actually not that tall. It's just all the footage was shot from way low. and
They
he
were
makes
laying
it-
on the ground.
Yeah, it's like when you're at a concert and they look so tall, and then you meet them in real life and they're like 5'4".
You're tiny, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're just a little tiny little cryptid, aren't you? All right, let me. The aforementioned Bill Squire Friday Get Down is directly ahead of you. That's how we get the weekend going around here. Our very last one here in the old studios. So we'll do that in a bit. If you want to text for something, 35192, and you can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio.